All right. So Brittany's asking, how often or not do AdComs consider applicants whose LSAT scores are below the school's average? Or we can adjust this to say median, perhaps, since that's how things are often discussed.
Yeah. Well, the short answer is they always consider applicants that are below the median. Because I think contrary to popular belief, and Steve, I'm curious if you hear this from your clients, but I think there's a misconception that there are cuts and that schools just have groups of applicants that they're saying, well, these scores are below a certain point, we won't even consider them. And full disclosure, there may be schools that operate in that way. I never worked at one and never been. We read every application, and I know a lot of schools that do. So I think most schools are always going to consider that applicant. What are that applicant's chances of admission? Are a different question, or is a different question, and it depends on a lot of things. I mean, if that applicant has a GPA that's above median, that will be obviously probably helpful for that applicant. If that applicant has put together a really outstanding application, that could help. Not going to be, determinative alone, but it can help. If that applicant has a really, maybe they have a really compelling story or background, that can certainly be a factor. So I think I'd say it's always considered, or in most cases, those applicants are considered. The reality is the schools are also looking at their needs. So it depends on a lot of other factors, primarily the GPA. I guess how seriously that applicant is considered.
I'm glad you brought up the idea of cutoffs, Jayme, because that is a common misconception I hear from students a lot. What are the cutoffs? What are the hard numbers? Students are looking at the LSAC site with the medians, 25th and 75th percentiles and whatnot. And there really, as you said, there really are not hard cutoffs. Yeah. At the same time, though, Harvard is not able to take students with 145s. Like, even if they want to, even if everything else was great, they have the rankings to consider, the reputation, and the numbers do get factored in, of course. And so I guess as your job as an applicant is get the best numbers possible to give them more reasons to say yes.
Absolutely. Another quick follow-up on that. I would encourage applicants, you're obviously seeing the medians, you're seeing the 25th and 75th. Medians are the most important. Look at the law school's website, and they may publish their range. So we actually, when I was at Chicago, published our range. And we did it for a couple of reasons, but the main one being because for a period of time we had a pretty tight, 25th to 75th. I mean, I think it was maybe, a 169 and a 173. So that's a really narrow, score range there. And we didn't want people to be discouraged. And we really wanted applicants to understand, there's more to this than just the LSAT. And we are looking at applicants with a far greater score range. So I think, 1 year, our score range was, a 150 to a 180. And that's really everyone in the class. So not all schools do that. But if they do, I think that can be helpful information. I didn't want to create any unrealistic expectations there. But it's still helpful, I think, to see, it's a 25th and a 75th for a reason. There are people above and below that.
Right. Thanks for that. I think that's really cool that schools do that. And I guess it's at the school's discretion, at their desire, if they want to publish it or not. They're required to submit the 25th and 75th, which is why you have that comprehensively on LSAC's site and the U.S. News and whatnot. But then some schools choose to be a little bit more transparent, I suppose. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.